Jakob Ingebrigtsen has just had one of the strangest weekends we've seen in distance running history. On Friday, he won the Diamond League in the 1500 metres ahead of Timothy Chariot and Olympic champion Cole Hocker. Winning a Diamond League is nothing new for Jakob Ingebrigtsen, but what happened 36 hours later was. Jakob decided he was going to race a half marathon, and usually for your debut in a new distance, it's probably a good idea to do a low-key race and actually train for it. Not in Jakob's case. Instead, 2 days after a 1500 metre race and against a half marathon world record holder and the 2023 half marathon world champion, that's where Jakob decided to do his debut. In a pre-race interview, Jakob said the longest run he had done in training was 20k, so a half marathon being over 21 kilometres was an entirely new experience for the Norwegian. Despite the high amount of mileage he does a week, which is around 190 kilometres, most of his training is threshold reps that are 2k or shorter in distance. And after getting race ready for track races, 1500 metres, 3000 and the 5000 metres, a lot of his recent sessions would have been more speed based, and that certainly showed. Jakob set off with the leaders and the best half marathon runners pretty much in history, and they instantly pulled away from the rest of the field, with Aragawi seemingly acting as pacemaker. The first 5k was slow by the standards of how the world record holder Jacob Kiplimo usually likes to race, but it was still a 13:54. From there, the pace picked up as the athletes pushed on to do a 13:33 second 5k, to go through 10,000 metres in 27:27. This is where Jakob Ingebrigtsen abruptly stopped. He looked absolutely finished and had just broken the Norwegian 10k national record. But almost as quickly as Jakob stopped, he began to run again. This time with the second group, which featured Edward Cheserek. But yet again, moments later, Jakob stopped. At this point, any chance of a really fast time had gone. He'd had a long season, was a Diamond League champion, Olympic champion, and the new 3000 metre world record holder, so he had absolutely no point to prove by carrying on. But Jakob once again started running, but now at a pace what would usually be a jog for him. His next 5k split was 16:16, followed by a 16:21. He then rallied towards the end of the race and closed the final 1.1 kilometres in 3 minutes and 10 seconds, which is around 2:53 per kilometre pace. His final time was 63:13 and was good enough for 34th. And he seemed like he had absolutely nothing left at the end. So although the half marathon wasn't actually a success for Jakob, he still ran a 10k national record of 27:27. He said he's not going to try a half marathon again for a couple of years. He said it was fun, but tough.